All right, so fast forward a couple hours maybe. I don't know how long I've been here. So I'm working on the bed. On the rear, we had a dent on the far left down at the bottom, and subsequently it like kind of like spider cracked the bodywork down there. So the most effective way is just to like dig it out, or V it out is a term that's often thrown around. So that's one thing that can happen. Another thing is either poorly welded, or sometimes when you have air pockets in your bodywork, it tends to kind of start like cracking it. So what you can do is, now this truck's been painted for, hell, I think it was, I mean, it's probably been a couple times, but it started in 92. So I'm gonna guess truck's been painted since 95, let's say that, if that's when they shaved it, which I think it was before that, like around 92. I don't know if the GoPro can pick this up, but you can kind of see like some, I don't know, it's kind of cracking. It's more like spider webbing. There's one here, one here, one here, one coming down here. There was one here that I obviously already dug out. I'm gonna dig this one out. That should cover all this. But the reason I guess I grabbed the camera at this point, since it's honestly kind of tedious and boring, so there's no point in recording it. But I'm gonna V this one out just to show you guys. It's really small. Again, I don't know if the GoPro can pick this up, but really small, and I'm gonna guarantee you there's gonna be an air pocket in there, and I should be able to show you guys. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if it can pick it up, but there's a pocket down there, and you can see it because again, I don't, it's hard to tell, but there's a little air pocket down there. And what happens is, as time goes on and the panel heats, cools, obviously air expands and contracts, so it ends up making like a little tiny crack. Really nothing bad in doing this. The thing has been, it's been some time this truck's been done, so at this point, if there's any imperfections in the bodywork, they're gonna pop up, and they're popping up. So just gonna do quick repair work, some Bondo and glaze, and then I'm planning on painting it tomorrow. So when I say painting, I'm gonna blend the green. I need to do a spray out, so I'll probably do a spray out tonight and then see how that looks. But planning on blending the green, masking off the graphics, and then unmasking the graphics, and then clearing the whole truck, or I should say the bed, the entire bed, up until probably do a soft edge on this pinch weld all the way around and up here. Obviously the graphics are all the way, yeah, I'm pretty sure I recorded yesterday, but the graphics are all across the front. I was trying to figure out if these were sticker or painted, because I had a guy today mention, it was a trucks and coffee show, and I took the truck on the trailer, and some guy said if it was a marble vinyl, and it got me thinking. But then I saw this, and there's overspray green right here and up here, so it's like this green that's in here, so that automatically disqualifies that theory. So there's, for sure it was painted, excuse me. And even here you can see there's some, like, they did like shadowing, it's like a detail thing, and you can see there's bleed through there, which kind of, I mean, no one's perfect. I mean, even the purples here, even the purple here has a bleed through. It usually happens around contours when the tape just lifts. I mean, it's happened to me before in the past. It's not the end of the world, but it's one way to check if you're dealing with paint or like a vinyl. So it's like, hey, cool, it's all paint. I don't know how to do any of this stuff, but he does. Patrick Maxwell, I don't know if I mentioned his name, but that's the painter who did, and the guy's still around too. I talked to him. He's actually the guy who referred me to the original builder, even though I knew his name. I think he gave me his Facebook or something like that. Original builder was John Thompson. This is the inside of the bed. Nothing too crazy because it's got interior that goes across the whole thing. you can see this, but there's holes all the way across, and the reason is because these beds, they have like floor supports that go horizontally, so they drill them out here in the center and the front, because the whole bottom of it has an aluminum. It's probably a bad spot to go. It's got an aluminum floor, like cover, that they riveted on and painted and polished. So I need to clean all this. I mean, obviously I'm gonna get to cleaning at some point, but they also painted the inside of the quarters of the bedsides, which is pretty freaking awesome. A lot of time, and I guess subsequently money, since the guy paid for everything, was put into this truck. But I'm gonna keep cracking away at it. I don't think I'm gonna record the whole thing, just because I think it's just a waste of time. But I should have it primed by tonight, and then I'll show that process. So, an update. All the body work is done, and everything's prepped. And all I have to do is make some primer, spot prime all these areas, and we should be good. Down here, it had a little buckle, so all I did was just hammer and dolly it, and it straightened out good enough. Didn't have to do any Bondo down there, just feathered it out. And that's basically it. And it's currently like 2:30 in the morning. So I'm gonna prime it, go home, take a quick nap, and then come back and then start prepping it for paint. So it should be fun. But I'll probably turn on the camera after it's primed, show you guys after the fact. And we are back. So it's all primed. Just gotta guide coat it, and then I guess sand later today, since it's 3:30 in the morning. But yeah, I guess this is it. We'll update tomorrow and keep tackling it. Everything's blocked in terms of the primer. Everything was going good, and then a little crack poked through, and if you can see, I already dug it out. If it'll focus, maybe not. There's a crack that was in here in the metal where they welded the tailgate to the bedside, and it was still moving to where it cracked where the repair had just happened. Yesterday I had mentioned that there's a couple reasons why they crack, and one of them was poorly welded stuff, and this is poorly welded right here. So just gonna re-weld it, and then bodywork it and prime it, and won't be able to paint today, but it's okay, it's whatever. I'd rather repair it the right way and have it not come back than to leave it. I mean, I could have kind of patched it and got away with it, but like I said, it's better just to do it the right way. Alright, so it's been about a week since I recorded anything. I think the last time I talked about it, I kept saying how I kept having cracking issues going on the top of the tailgate. They were still going on. So it happened like 3 or 4 times. I got so fed up with it that came up with a solution with actually a fabricator that works up here. So we ended up getting some rod and then welding up on the edge of the tailgate, I guess on obviously way over there, and then on the bottom we did stitch rod all the way through, and then on top of that we welded completely this entire corner on both sides, and then did bodywork after. And I just got done blocking and repriming. So far everything's good. I mean, I've did the similar moves. I've flexed the bed to see if it would crack, and nothing has popped up, so I think we should be good. I'm gonna start prepping for paint tomorrow, and I guess I'll update you guys as that goes, or as that happens. I did a spray out. I mean, camera probably won't pick up anything but of the color, so we should be good. It's blendable. I mean, it ain't nothing that you can panel match, but anything in the automotive color world, you always blend. So yeah, I guess tomorrow's the main day. If not, worst case, Saturday morning. But I'm gonna start prepping it tomorrow, and then masking it. It's gonna take a while to mask it, but after it's all masked, then I'll paint, and then I'll make some more videos. So here's the mirror. Let's see if the lighting will get better. Had some repair work already. Has a crack here, a crack over here, which you can kind of see if it'll focus better, but you can kind of see it in the different colors. And then a crack over here. Again, these are already repairs that were there. It had a scuff mark over here where it hit something, so then I'm assuming that caused it. So I'm just gonna have to V everything out and then put some panel bond glue in there. That's generally the strongest stuff. And then cure it, prime it, and then paint the mirror. This is the passenger side. The other side mirror is perfectly fine. There's nothing to do, nothing wrong with it, so I'll leave it like that. And then I was talking about the drive shaft. I touched on it yesterday. So the drive shaft that was in the truck was a full chrome drive shaft, but it was starting to peel. So it was either strip that and have it re-chromed just really hard, or paint it, which would have taken a decent amount of time. So I figured the smartest way was just to have an aluminum one made. So that's basically what I did. I'm gonna end up polishing the whole thing to like a chrome finish. And then the weird thing that the factory yoke had, so they had bondoed over the cap and they painted it. So you can kind of see the paint line right there. So this was all painted body color with smooth yoke. So that's gonna be something that I'm gonna have to do again on this one. So I'll probably do that today. Nothing like crazy. But it's just the way they had it, so it's just the way I'm gonna leave it. But and also polishing it, I mean, I don't know, I'll do that after I paint it, but that's basically it. There's a drive shaft, fully polished. Got the yoke also all smoothed out and painted, just like the one I took off the truck was. But yeah, there's a drive shaft. Here's the mirror. It had a couple cracks in it, which I'd showed last time, but got them all fixed and painted it yesterday. So almost there. I mean, I'm ready to bring the truck down and then start working on that, but that'll be probably part 2 area of it. I'm almost done wrapping up these things. Alright, so the time has arrived. It's completely masked, as you can see, and fully prepped. Just waiting on the paint to kind of shake up so then I can start spraying it. But it was fun to mask. I masked off the whole bottom first, and then I did the graphics with the white poly paper, and then went over it with FPS fine line tape. I went all the way to the front just because I'm not sure how far I'm gonna blend. Usually as I'm painting, I can tell how far I need to blend, even though the color is fairly good, but still the more you blend, the better off you are. And since I have all that room, I'm just gonna take advantage of it. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm gonna toss on the camera once it's time to spray, and I'll record that process. So, well, here. I don't know how my voice is. I'm gonna wait till the compressor shuts off. Alrighty. Forgot to say the booth is super loud, so it's not like I can talk as I'm spraying. I mean, I probably could, but it'd probably be a bunch of mumbling. But I guess a little breakdown of what I'm doing is, well, the battery died. So I forget exactly what I was saying, but basically hardener in the base coat, easier to peel. I think that was basically it. I mean, is there anything else I gotta touch on? No, should be good. But yeah, I guess I'll fire the camera back up once I'm peeling off the tape, and then we'll start the clear, which is always the most exciting part. So it's been about probably 10-15 minutes roughly. It's time to pull the tape. And I'm nervous. I should probably pull that side first because that's on top. Yeah, I guess there's nothing to it but to do it. I always lay my fine line over my masking tape or my paper and stuff, just because it's smarter. Because when you kind of peel it off, you can just peel off the fine line by itself without having to unmask it. It's getting a little bit thicker here. You can also use your paper for reference when it comes to blending and stuff. So you can see it's a little bit darker here. Even here, and then it gets progressively lighter. Usually I should have gone a little bit darker a little further and kind of pushed it, but it's no big deal. This is plenty blending. I mean, honestly, it's kind of overkill, but I had the space, so I just did it. And this is peeling clean so far. And I peel down. There's actually even a way to peel it. You're not supposed to peel this way. I don't know if you're not supposed to, I should say. The way I see more success is peeling down at an angle because it gives a sharp edge at the very corner. And as you're peeling, it helps kind of cut instead of like physically lifting if you go this way. Just something I've learned over the years of doing two-tones and stuff. I mean, that's what this is basically, is a two-tone. Like, well, I should say, if this was a two-tone, for people that are curious, I would have, this would have been my second color already. So I would have done like a color here, and then I would have masked it off, and then I would have came back and then sprayed over it, excuse me, and then I would have unmasked it. So if anybody's curious for that kind of stuff. I don't know I mean, I'm new to YouTube, so I don't know what direction I'm gonna go with anything. If I'm gonna do how-to videos, or if I'm just gonna do like working on my stuff. I haven't fully established that. But as of now, we can do a little bit of everything, I guess. And we'll see where it goes. Just something new to try out, because I'm always doing something. And I figured this truck would be kind of perfect candidate to learn, practice, and hopefully get a decent following with. Because it's not something you see every day, or you see on YouTube rather, and every day too. Right. Hey, 1 for 1. Oh, this is kind of annoying. It's only a little bit. I'm not nervous at this point. I made it through some thick areas. So I gotta speed this up. I don't want it to get too cold out. I mean, I shouldn't say cold. Well, cold for the product that I'm using, because I'm using just medium speed for my clear coat. And our nights have been getting a little chilly, especially up where the shop's at. So I need to start clearing soon. That's what I'm trying to say. Well, there it is. Oh, not much to talk about, but love the way stuff looks in base coat. It has like that high sheen, satiny look to it, and it just looks amazing. But yeah, that's it. There's the almost finished product. Just got to probably lightly wax and grease, not too aggressively wax and grease the graphics again. Make sure there's nothing funny, and start clearing. So I'll start recording again once I start there. So we're back. I waxed and greased the graphic area. Got the clear coat made. Just using so this is Limco, which is also made by BASF. It's their excuse me. It's their affordable line. But this is still high solids clear. I've seen this clear last for over 7 years, so it's a good clear. I'm not worried about it at all. This truck ain't ever gonna sit outside anyways. So, but anywho, it's a high solids clear, 4:1:1. Got the big boy gun out, which is my SATA RP, which is reduced pressure. For anybody who's curious, 1.3 tip. Basically, it has a big old rectangle pattern, which is gonna overspray the hell out of the camera, but it's fixable. I can take it off later. But I'm gonna fire up the booth right now and start tacking it. I like to have the current going, so any dust that's in the air or whatever can start hitting on the truck if it is before I start clearing. And I'm not gonna shut off the booth the whole time. So I'm probably gonna record the whole process, but I'll basically give a breakdown right now. My first coat, I always do a super dry coat. So again, another tack coat. All the way around. That clear coat is usually very sensitive when you go over like old clear. If it's not cleaned right or whatever, it'll just like ring, or we shouldn't say ring, it'll like want a fisheye, it'll do like weird lines. So we're gonna try to avoid that by doing a really dry coat. Let that sit for like a minute roughly, which probably honestly by the time I get all the way around, it'll be probably good to go again. I'll probably make more clear coat just to have ready, because I'm gonna use more anyways. And then I'm gonna do basically one wet coat, let that sit for 15 minutes, and then hit it again with another wet coat after 15 minutes. In the process in the middle, don't know what's gonna happen. Sometimes dust lands in it. If it's back here, I've learned better to not mess with it when there's base coat under, but if it's up there where there's no base coat, I can usually get tape and kind of fish it out. Basically, if there's any dust, then I'll work at it as it goes, but hopefully there isn't any. But the side draft booth, there's always gonna be dust. But yeah, I'll fire it up now and start going. yeah, it's it. I mean, there's dust in it, which is, like I said, side draft booth is inevitable. I'm gonna buff it and do everything, and then this one video segment is a freaking gnat. Oh, there's no more. Oh, there he is. All right, he's dead now. I'm probably gonna buff it and everything and kind of like record all that process. Probably do that tomorrow, to be honest. It doesn't really benefit from waiting any longer. I'll probably come here early and then put it outside. All right, well, it's officially Sunday and I took the bed outside. So I figured I'd show you guys the paintwork in the sun, which is the ultimate judge. Overall, I'm super happy about it. It looks, honestly, like nothing ever happened. So only thing that's left is just, like I said, I think I mentioned yesterday, but just gonna let it sit outside, catch some sun, kind of help bake the clear on a little bit more, and then I'll sand it and cut and buff it either later today or tomorrow sometime. That's it.